Until now, we've left numbers looking pretty much as they appear in the worksheet. We haven't seen how to format them so that they look neat and so they're easier to understand. We're back here with our shipping and handling worksheet, and the numbers in this worksheet look pretty untidy because they're not yet formatted. Let's format them, and we'll start out by looking at the parcel weight. These values vary from whole numbers through to numbers that have 2 digits after the decimal point. Overall, the numbers would be best formatted to show both these digits after the decimal point. So to do so, I'm going to start by dragging over all the cells I want to format. I'll right-click and choose Format Cells. The Format Cells dialog opens at the Number tab, and I'm going to select Number because I want to just format these values as just regular numbers. The decimal places is preset to 2, which is what I want. I don't need to use a 1000 separator because my parcel weights are all really quite small, under 10 kilos and nowhere near 1000. But I could use a comma separator if I had very large values. I also don't need to select a format for negative numbers because you can't have negative parcel weights. But if I did have negative values, I could select a format for them. And I'll click OK to apply that format to my numbers. They're now all padded out to 2 decimal places. These values here and all the way across the rest of the worksheet are all dollar values. Overall, they're all going to look best if they're formatted to show to 2 decimal places. Again, I'll select over the area, right-click and choose Format Cells. And this time I want to use a currency format. So I'll have a $sign and then a value padded out to just 2 decimal places. I can select a format for negative numbers if I'm likely to have negative numbers. And when I press OK, just have a look at these cells here. Everything has been formatted now to dollar values with 2 digits after the decimal point, and you'll see that these values, which were really quite large real numbers, have now been formatted to show just 2 digits after the decimal point. The numbers themselves remain as they were. They haven't been truncated. Just our view of the numbers has been formatted to be a more pleasing and more easily understood way of looking at them. Let's go ahead now and format the rate per kilo. Now again, this is a dollar value, but instead of right-clicking and choosing Format Cells, I could also format it using the options here in the number area of the Home tab of the ribbon. This is a dollar amount, so I'll click the dollar symbol here. This actually applies something a little different to what we applied here. This is an accounting format. I can tell because it says accounting up here, and the dollar symbol is over on the left of the cell, not tucked up against the number. If I want to use the currency format, which I was using before, I can select it from this drop-down list. I can click currency, and it's now applied to this cell. The discount for cash is a percentage value, so I could right-click and choose Format Cells and then select a percentage to use, or I could simply click this percentage style icon here and apply it to the cell automatically. There's one other option that I want to show you before we proceed. This is this comma style, and to do so I'm going to need to use a spreadsheet that has some larger values in it. So we'll go back to the seasonal sales. I'll click View, Switch Window, and I have seasonal sales already open, so we're switching to it. I'm going to select over all these values. Now we're not quite sure whether these are dollars or numbers of items, so I'm not actually going to use a dollar format for them. I'll click the Home tab of the ribbon. I'm going to use this very plain comma style. All it does is to add a comma to separate the thousands, and it's also given me 2 numbers after the decimal point, which I don't really want. To get rid of them, I can click this Decrease Decimal button. Click it once to remove 1 decimal, and a second time to remove the second. There's a companion button here if we ever needed to increase the decimals. You can use either the options here from the number format list, or these icons here, or the options available in the Format Cells dialog. The effect is the same, just use the process that works best for you.